Lo, the winter is past, the rain is over and gone, the flowers appear on the earth, the time of the singing of birds is come, and the voice of the turtle is heard in our land. Here it comes. He struck him out, and Morris has a no-hitter.
There's a drive to left. That one is long gone.
We don't want to walk you.
There's a long drive to right, and it is a home run for Gibson. A three-run homer. The Tigers take it 8-4.
There's a long drive on the left, down the line. If it stays there, it's gone. It's a fair ball. It's the facing of the upper deck. Home run number 50 for central fielder.
Green a fly ball, left field, it's deep. It's way back. The Tigers are going to the World Series.
And hello, everybody, and welcome to the Roar Live right here on the Cavana Broadcast Network this week. Broadcasting live from the Outsider Studios. And Corey and myself will be back in the My Michigan studios on Thursday. But we wanted to get this weekly Tigers edition in. And the Tigers have been doing pretty good, Co.
Yep, they have. They're in first place.
Yeah.
They're in first place. I think Cleveland's right next to them. But they've been winning. They've been winning games. They've been hitting.
They've been doing well.
Yeah.
We're going to look at, we have a trivia this week.
Okay.
This trivia is something I kind of did for you, Go.
Okay.
Because, you know, my dad talked about on the show last week that Frank Larry was he was considered the Yankee killer.
Yeah.
And the Tigers did go 2-1 against the Yankees this week, earlier this week.
Yeah.
But I wanted to find out what Tiger has hit the most home runs against the New York Yankees all time. And these are the answers that came up on the screen here. Is it A, Al Kaline, B, Willie Horton, C, Miguel Cabrera, or D, Hank Greenberg? That is the Roar trivia question for the week. If you have any answers, feel free to put them in the chat.
I think I know that one.
You think you know that one?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that is the question this week. Let's take a look back, shall we? Again for the Tigers.
Yeah.
So far this year, they started off in L.A. They went 0-3. They went into Seattle and took 2 out of 3 there. They sweep the White Sox 3-0, and the Yankees. They went 2-1 against the Yankees, and so they're doing pretty well. And of course, right now they are 2-0 in the 3-game series against the Twins.
Twins stink.
Yep, Casey Mize is on the hill tonight. He's 2-0. He's got a 0.77 ERA. He's got 12 strikeouts.
That's a surprise.
Yeah, he's kind of coming back. He's had some injury filled years, but he was a highly touted.
He was.
He was very highly touted.
Yeah.
And finally, sometimes those players kind of takes a minute and they find their rhythm and finally, maybe Casey was trying to do too much, with those other injuries and stuff.
Could be. Could be. If he stays consistent, that'll be good for the Tigers. Very, very good.
Yes. Jackson Jobe won last night.
Yep.
Simeon Woods Richardson is the pitcher on the hill for the Twins today. He is 0-1 with a 5.59 ERA with 11 strikeouts. So that is where the Tigers are at right now.
Dude, who plays for the Twins? Seriously.
I think
like major, like star-wise.
Correa.
Right.
I think they're a young team.
That's what I'm getting at. Are they a bunch of young kids over there? Because I haven't really looked at their roster.
Well, they kind of went in the tank, so to speak.
Yeah, yeah.
They were what? Last year they were up near the top.
And
they just
spiraled.
Spiraled out of control.
Yeah, they did.
So
because they were in the lead for a while, right?
Yeah,
Weren't they in like first place, going back and forth with?
I believe so.
And all of a sudden, just out of nowhere,
Yeah.
here come the Tigers, and they just fell completely off. Who's the manager of the Twins?
You know what? I wish I would have had that up. Look that up.
Yeah, I can't remember. I know him by face. I can't remember.
And they've had some good managers. Gardenhire, Tom Kelly. I think Paul Molitor actually did a pretty good job with them too. He was there for a short period of time.
He did.
Yeah, I don't have that one up right off the bat.
Oh, it's Baldelli.
Oh, Rocco Baldelli?
Yeah,
Rocco did pretty good, didn't he? Wasn't he San Francisco's manager for a minute? For a hot minute?
Yeah.
Former Tiger?
Yeah, actually Baldelli played. Yeah, he was
Former Tiger.
one of those gritty.
Basically power or nothing.
Yeah, played hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, Baldelli. Now I'm not saying the Twins are done, but they're stinking up the place right now. I mean, well, they're not. Okay, so I expected them to be better, to look better right now.
Okay.
But Baldelli, I do like him as a manager. Yeah, I'm gonna have to take a different look at them because everybody is right there. Like the Tiger, I think the Guardians are a game back. Even the White Sox are like 3 back, so that lets you know it's still really young. And I think the Twins are right, like 3rd or 4th. But they're not playing like lights out.
Well, looking at some stats here, we have right now, believe it or not, the team leaders in batting average are Zach McKinstry. He's batting .326. He has gone 14 for 43. Riley Green is 14 for 56. I think the big thing here for me is Spencer Torkelson, and I know we've talked about him last week.
Yeah,
he's done pretty well. I mean, you were right. He had the other night. I think he was 0 for 4, but he did come on. He's got 4 home runs, 10 RBIs.
Yep.
He leads the Tigers in RBIs.
Out of that lineup, that's what he needs to. He needs to lead in both. That's what he needs to do.
Sure,
he needs to do that. If he does that, then you're looking at a pretty decent season here for them. Because the other guy, like he was like you said, he could be the star of the Tigers.
Sure,
But he's got to keep that up.
Right.
The RBIs and the home runs because they want power. Tigers have no power. They have no power. Carpenter can get a hold of one. They calling him Kerry Bonds right now, but you know how the Tiger fans get. But Torque is to me, he's the key. He's always the key. It's like he's kind of like I put it to like when Steph and all those guys, when Steph and the Golden State Warriors on their run, Clay was always the key. You know, if Clay went nuts, nobody was beating him.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. So if Torque can stay doing what he's doing, Tigers have a chance to win the Central. Again, I don't think the Central's great, but it's still you still have to win it, and they're doing the things right now. Still defensively, I just can't get with. They're just not a good defensive team to me, but he's the key. You know, he's the key, and I think they like this catcher.
Dingler. He's came on strong since Jake Rogers went out with an injury. He is batting .387 right now. He is 12 for 31. He has 2 home runs. They brought up Thomas Mito, who's got into 1 game. He's 0 for 4.
Okay.
But Dingler's kind of, it's actually kind of nice to have 2 good catchers that maybe you can fool around with. Jake Rogers, he's only batting .222.
Well, he's not going to hit.
No, he's a great defensive.
Yeah.
But I don't know too much about Dingler defensively. I don't think he's that bad.
I don't think he's that bad. I think he's average defensively, maybe just a little bit above it, but he can hit.
Right.
He said he can hit, so that washes it out. Because Rogers, Dingler can start catching school too. That's what I think they should kind of do, and not just have, you know what I mean? Like
Sure.
So maybe he can start doing that.
Colt Keith is still batting just over 200. He is 9 for 44. It looks like they moved him back to second base the other night. Torkelson was on first, so maybe, and I know Torres has come back. He's actually batting 455. He is 5 for 11. Had a pretty decent night the other night on his way back. But hey, I mean, they're getting timely hitting. They're doing what they got to do to win ball games. It's small ball, and I think that's what you're going to see all year long with the Tigers.
Yeah,
is small ball. I mean, that's really the only way they're going to do it. Yeah. I kind of like how they're kind of platooning Javi Baez. He played third the other night.
Well, that's what it's going to have to be.
And he's batting 286.
That's what it's going to have to be. I'm going to tell you why. Hinch already said Torres is not playing third. Get that in your head. That's not even an option. So Keith is going to be the odd man out because he can't hit.
Well, it makes you wonder if they decide to bring him, get him some bat, kind of like what they did with Torkelson last year.
He's not going to first either. Torkelson's the first baseman. So it's Baez at third. That's what it's going to be, a platoon of that. Keith is going to be the odd man. Colt is going to be he's going to be the odd man out. He's not performing, and he's not good defensively. He's not. So
yeah, he's had 3 errors already this year.
Yeah,
Torkelson's only had 1, and really the only other ones that have had errors are Manny Margot, and that's it. They've only committed 4 errors this year. 3 of them were Colt Keith. And do you think it's more him learning that position? Because I think they just came out of left field in throwing him at first base.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think, like I said, he's not a first baseman, and he's not a very good second baseman. Again. So I just think, just listening and watching, I just think he's going to have, and I wouldn't be surprised if he's sent down. I wouldn't be, because you're going to get, like I said, you're going to get a platoon over at third. Who's ever hitting the most is going to be in the lineup.
Well, I think Trey Sweeney, he's he's solid defensively. I don't know if, he's going to make the cut.
No.
Offensively. He's only batting .214 right now.
No, he's not.
But
he's not.
Between him and, they kind of have something going there with McKinstry playing short. I think that this team right now, I believe they have the right people to plug and play. It's just going to be a plug and play kind of thing.
Oh, yeah.
And it kind of could work to your advantage, Hinch's advantage, because you got Ibanez that can play multiple positions. Mm-hmm. Sweeney can play multiple positions. Mm-hmm. Torres, if you had to. Mm-hmm. Baez, obviously he's played third.
Mm-hmm. And some outfield, I think.
And he can play the outfield. And we're still, the Tigers are playing really well right now, and they don't have Parker Meadows. I believe I heard that they were going to. He's been able to start throwing. Parker Meadows.
I haven't heard.
So that's a good sign.
I thought late May was a potential.
It's possible, but you know what? We're almost to May, so
so it's coming. But I thought he was. If they get him back, I mean, he can definitely shore up the middle.
Sure.
That's a little. I don't believe him as a hitter, but defensively, he can definitely shore up the middle. So that'll take some of the, some of the strain off of that outfield right there. So hopefully he'll come back sooner than later. But the pitching is, held up. It's done its job so far. Scoobs is back on track. Well, he was never off track. It was just.
To me, I just don't think they were giving him run support.
Yeah, you can't win every game. As good as you are, you can't win every game.
Yeah, Scooble is now, if I'm not mistaken, he did not get the.
He started 0-2.
He started 0-2. Yeah, he picked up his first win against the Yankees on Tuesday. Mm-hmm. That puts him at 1-2.
Right. I'm not sure what his ERA. What's his ERA?
That's a good question. Looking at Tarek Scooble's ERA, he's at 3.78.
Okay. Okay.
And he's one win, 2 losses. He's tied for 39th in the league.
What about Flaherty?
Flaherty, looking at Flaherty's pitched very well for the Tigers. I'm actually really glad they brought him back. He's 1-0.
You gotta stay healthy.
He's got a 1.62 ERA. He's fanned 21 players, and he's got a 0.96 WHIP. So, yeah, he's doing very well. Looking at Casey Mize, another guy. Casey Mize is 2-0. He's under. We said earlier he's pitching today. He has a 0.77 ERA. He's fanned 12, and he's got a 0.94 WHIP. He's to me. I mean this is going to be a very formidable rotation if they can stay healthy.
And Job,
looking at Job. Job is 1-0. He's only been giving up 3 runs.
Yeah.
He's still got 9 strikeouts. But he is a rookie, if I'm not mistaken, because I don't know if he pitched enough last year to.
No, he's still a rookie.
Yeah,
he's still considered.
So I mean, he's done well. He's done very well. He's every game he's pitched in, even though he's 1-0, they've won.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, he gave up. Let's see.
He's got decent stuff.
Yeah, he pitched 4 innings against Seattle, 5 against Chicago White Sox, and he went 6. So it looks like they're kind of gradually letting him
mature,
yeah. Which is good.
Yeah.
He hasn't. He's walked a few. He's walked 8 batters this year. I think Flaherty was also saying too that a lot of people were asking. His walk rate has been up, but he basically, in an interview that I seen, he said that it's just basically working through, early form, getting himself into play. But hey, I mean, these guys are pitching well, and I think, to me, if anything, that's what's kept the Tigers.
It has
playing well right now.
It has it. They did the thing that I said they had to do, and that's sweep the White Sox.
They did?
You have to.
I think it was actually pretty good that they won the Yankee series.
Yeah. Well, Scooble's going to be just about anybody.
Right.
But that was a good stand. The whole start to where they are now has been a good April.
Right.
They've still got some April to go, but it's been a good start so far. But when you get those teams, like you got the Twins on the rope, finish them.
Right.
Because those games, that third game or that fourth game is going to matter at the end of the year. So go ahead and just don't play with them.
Well, that game will start in the next hour or so.
They can go for who's going
for the sweep. Mize versus Richardson.
Mize.
Let's take a look at the Roar Trivia, shall we?
Okay.
What Tiger has hit the most home runs against the New York Yankees all time? Is it A, Al Kaline, B, Willie Horton, C, Miguel Cabrera, or D, Hank Greenberg? That is the Roar Trivia question. Those are some pretty heavy hitters. Kaline, Horton was a home run hitter. Miguel was in his prime.
Yes, he was.
Hank Greenberg was.
Arguably,
So that's, those 4 guys probably, to me, any one of those 4 could have.
I got my. I think I got this.
You think what you got?
Yeah.
Let's see something here. So upcoming. Let's take a look at upcoming games.
Yeah. Who they got?
They have upcoming April 14th, which is tomorrow, through the 16th. They got a 3-game series in Milwaukee. Milwaukee playing well, and so that's going to be a good series for them. And then they come home for a back to the den 11-game homestand.
Okay.
A 4-game series, April 17th through the 20th against the Kansas City Royals. And then they have a 3-game series. And I wish my son was in town. I would have loved to go. They're going to play the Padres for 3. Padres playing very good baseball.
They got a good team. I mean, they all.
And then guess what? You got a 4-game series after that, all home now, against Baltimore Orioles. This is 3.
This is a good stretch.
Yeah.
This is.
I think this is going to be a stretch where the Tigers, you're going to kind of see where you're at because you're playing San Diego, who is probably, if I hadn't checked the standing, let me see there. They were close to the top.
They're in first place.
They are.
Yeah.
Let's see.
They're in first place.
Yeah, they're actually.
Dodgers are in third or something.
Yeah, the Dodgers have been on a losing streak.
But that's a good division.
Padres are 12-3. San Francisco kind of made a jump on the Dodgers. They're 10-4.
Yep.
And the Dodgers are 11-5. Looking at the Brewers, they're in second place. They're 8-7. So they're kind of hanging around the 500 mark. Cubs are 10-7 in the Central. And then when you go to the Baltimore Orioles, they're 6-8, dead last in the East right now, or I should say they're tied for dead last with the Tampa Bay Rays.
Yeah,
2 out.
Yeah,
To be 2 games under and only 2 out in that division. Yankees are 8-6, and the Toronto Blue Jays are 8-7. So the Yankees.
Well, that's what you're going to get with that division because Yankees don't have any pitching. The kid from Atlanta, Freed, I like him, but the bullpen is shaky. The starting rotation is shaky, so they're not gonna just soar and just take off and have a whole bunch of wins where you can't catch them. Everybody in that division is gonna fight.
Sure,
it's gonna be one of those type of divisions. Now, the Tigers, on the other hand, in their division, this series coming up is going to define who they are. I'll know more who they. This is it. This stretch right here, Royals always play you tough. Milwaukee's I can see you splitting with them or winning that series. Baltimore is still, even though their record doesn't show, you're playing some pretty decent team in San Diego. So this defines, are you just 2 years from rookies or are you guys major leaguers?
right.
This is what this stretch right here will define that to me. I'm looking forward to the Sandy. When do they come in? I would love to go see Machado. I'm a Machado guy.
They come in after the Royals series. If we're looking here on the upcomings, they start their series against the Padres on April 21st.
April 21st?
April
Padres?
21st.
Okay.
And so they are going to be playing them. And that, man, it's nice to kind of see these teams.
Yeah. I already know what you're going to say. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They really are.
Yeah. Like the Royals, that division is a scrappy division. So they're the Royals know what's at stake. You got to get all these wins because, like you said, it's already May.
Right.
So you got to, and the seasons. It seems like all the seasons, MLB, major football, all of them are good. They fly by.
They do.
They fly by.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I mean, we have the UFL team. UFL.
They play today, right?
Yeah.
Games today.
Yep. Panthers.
Wow.
It's an exciting time to be a sports fan in Detroit, especially with all these all these good teams are all playing well.
Yep.
I believe the Red Wings they kind of bounced themselves out of the playoff contention, but they're making strides. I think Yzerman is doing pretty well in regards to doing what he has to do. I know people are kind of getting tired, but give him time. This team was a debacle when he took over. To a certain extent.
Well, they said 2 years ago they're saying enough. Give him time. That's what they're saying. They said, well, this was supposed to happen last year. This is the year before. I'm not a hockey expert. I don't know enough. I know DeBrincat is not having a great year.
Sure.
I know their goaltending is not the greatest, and they should have won some games that they lost. I mean, yeah, they should have won some games that they lost. So I don't really keep up with it that much, but I'm listening, and it's getting to be the playoff crunch.
Sure.
And they're talking, Yzerman and should he stay, should he go type stuff. So
yeah, we'll see.
I like Yzerman. I mean, he's the cat. I hope it works out. I hope it works out because this is hockey town. Now that we can say.
Oh yeah.
This is hockey.
I agree with you.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Any other? Let's see. Taking a look in the National League, the Phillies and the Mets are tied up in the East at 9-5. Is it surprising Atlanta's 4-10, or is that just it is what it is right now?
It is what it is. It is what it is. Is Acuna back?
I believe so.
Okay. Yeah, it's not a surprise. Like Philly's going to be Philly. They're always going to be.
Sure.
You know, and again, it's still young. Atlanta, they don't go away.
Right.
They're not going to go away. And then the Mets, you never really know what you're going to get. They have a good team, but you never know what you're going to get with the Mets. I don't know if their pitching is the most rock solid, but Philly, you know, that's a good division too. That's going to be a good race. That's always a good race. And who's the last team? The Marlins in there?
The Marlins are 7-7 at 500. Washington 6-8, and of course, like I said, the Braves are at 4-10. So I mean, that nobody's really running away with anything.
Right.
When you look in the Central of the NL, Cubs are 10-7, Milwaukee's 8-7, Cincy's at 7-8. You know, and this is Francona's first year. I'm sure he's going to keep them in contention all year long.
He will.
St. Louis is at 6-8, and the Pittsburgh Pirates are at 5-10. So, I think the biggest surprise to me, though, is the AL West. The lowly Angels are at 9-5 atop the West.
Well.
By a half game over Texas.
Well, that division is nothing. It's not a great division. I don't think it's the best. I don't think it's one of the better divisions.
Sure.
Let me say that. But what I will say is Trout is still a mess when he's healthy. Like let's not forget how good Mike Trout is when healthy.
Yeah.
I'm talking. A tiny, like up there, all that. This was the kid who was the next Mickey Mantle.
Sure.
So they were saying. So let's not. I know he's been hurt. And
Mike Trout's only batting .212 right now, believe it or not, but he's got 14 RBIs.
Yes.
He has 6 home runs.
Yes.
He's 11 for 52.
Yeah.
So even though the batting average isn't up there yet.
Yeah, and it will because he can hit.
But 14 home runs.
He has 14. Yes. 40 RBIs.
RBIs he has 8 home runs.
8 home runs.
No, 6 home runs, if I can read correctly.
Yeah.
In 14 RBIs.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he's got a double. He hasn't.
Yes.
You know, so it's still early on.
It's still early. He just has to stay healthy, and they have nothing else.
Well, they got George Soler.
Yeah. I mean, but they've been in the dumpster
Sure.
for so long.
Sure.
Like, help this guy out. And then Ohtani leaves, you know, and pitching has never been a great thing for them. And Trout has never really had the team support. It's baseball is not like hoop.
Sure.
Where 2 guys can just take over. No, you need more.
Right.
You need more help. So, and who is their manager?
See, now you're getting into things that I should have here in front of me. The manager for the Angels. Yeah. Let me look that up. Do. Let's see.
For the Angels. That's a good one.
I think we're going to have to start writing this stuff down.
Yeah.
Or have it readily available.
Because it's a lot of...
Ron Washington.
Washington, that's it.
I like Ron Washington. He did very well when he was in Texas.
Yeah. A little quacky, but
yeah. But he's always kind of had
a winning pedigree. He's got
yeah. He's a great coach.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
he played forever.
Yep.
So
yeah.
Yep. He played with the Dodgers. The Dodgers in 77. He was with the Twins from 81 to 86. Baltimore 87. Indians 88. Houston Astros 89. Yeah. So he was in the league a little over 10 years.
Played with Astros.
And And as a manager, he's been a manager from 2007 to 14 with the Rangers. So this is only his second gig. He's coached as a coach. He's been with Oakland twice, 96 to 06, and then 15 to 18. And he most recently, before this job, he was with the Braves from 17 to 23.
Did he have a World Series?
He does, 21.
21 he went.
21, it had to be with the Braves as a coach.
Rangers?
Is it the Rangers?
I think so.
No,
He didn't.
no.
He didn't win it. Did
It
he?
had to be. It had to be with the Braves. He won it with the Braves as a coach.
No, he wasn't the head coach though.
No, he was just a
Yeah.
coach. That's his only.
Yeah, that's his-
that's what's showing
Like, I
here.
thought he went with Texas, but he didn't.
He did. I
did.
believe he did
Yeah.
go with Texas
Yeah, he
a
did.
couple of times.
Yeah, but he
Because that's when the Texas was knocking out Detroit there
Yeah.
for a minute.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
interesting tidbits.
So yeah, Tigers are they're on a good. I mean, it's always good to be in first place
Sure,
because now you're just when you're in first place, you can write your own ticket.
that is true.
That means you don't have to depend on other. You just continue to take care of business, and you're fine because you have a head start. Not a big one. It's still young, but this stretch coming down the pipe here, I think this is the stretch that will define who the Tigers and what the Tigers are going to be.
I agree with you.
That's what I think. I think because even though the Orioles, their record is not Orioles are a good team. They were last year. It shouldn't be that much fall off. Padres are always going to be tough, and Kansas City's always going to be tough. And like I said, Milwaukee, they're away, right?
Yes, they have with Milwaukee. They have a 3-game homestand coming up tomorrow. They start in Milwaukee.
Okay.
So that they'll be there, and then, like I said, they're in for a 11-game homestand. This might be the longest. I'd have to check it, but I think this 11-game homestand might be the longest that Detroit has all year. 11.
Yeah.
I'll have to check that though.
Yeah.
Because when I was looking at the who they had in the upcoming here with the KC coming in from the 17th through the 20th for a 4-game, San Diego for a 3-game from the 21st to the 23rd, and then Baltimore 4-game, 24th through the 27th. I was like, wow, that's a long homestand.
Yeah.
And early on too.
I think I'm going to try to get to. I'm just looking here.
You want to, right?
Yeah.
I know I do. I want to. I'm just trying to figure out. I think I'm going to go to the Tiger. I'm going to probably try to get in when it gets a little warmer in June.
Yeah.
That's my thing.
I want to see San Diego though. I really do.
Yeah. Well, I'm hoping to catch San Diego in August when I head out there to see my son.
Okay. You're going out.
And can I say this? One of the best ballparks I've ever been to.
Yeah. So I've heard.
It's great.
Mm-hmm.
The food there is great. The atmosphere is great. They love their Padres just as much as we love our Tigers.
Yeah. I heard that's an experience I heard is pretty cool. Where the Padres play.
Petco.
Yeah, Petco. Yep. Yeah, I heard it's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not just you. I've heard other folks, even commentators say like it's a great park.
Yeah.
But I want to get down there, to see that series or one game out of that series. So I'm going to look into that because the seats. I mean, you can get $20 seats, good seats.
Yeah.
Like I like to stand. I can watch the ballpark. I can watch the ball game just throughout the park. I can walk around.
You know what drives me nuts about tickets, though, is why do they charge so much fees? Sometimes the fees are more than the ticket. Mm-hmm. So it's almost like you're better off getting it at the box office.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because they do. Anywhere you sit in Comerica Park is pretty much a good seat. You know what I'm saying? You're
Right.
going to see everything.
Right.
You're farther off the field, than to say like Tiger Stadium. That's the only thing. That's one thing I miss about Tiger Stadium, being right on the field, being able to see. But even when we sat out in the left field stands by the bullpen last year.
I love it. That's my favorite spot.
Great seat
Behind the bullpen in left field. There's a what do you call those tables? There's
Yeah.
like bar things, You can just stand right there.
Great concessions behind
Great
left
concessions
field.
right there. The bathroom is right there.
Yep.
That's perfect. That's
Sure.
perfect. You can see everything. So yeah, that's where I'll be sitting or standing once I get down there. But the Padres, yeah, I want to see that one. And I wish I could see I want to catch some National League teams that come. Even though I'm like, it's no big deal with the the interleague stuff. But I do want to see a couple of National League teams come in.
Yeah, I mean the Tigers definitely have. I don't think we ever took a look at the schedule.
No.
For the Tigers this year.
Nope.
They have some good games on tap coming in. Like I said, they have. They got. They have. Who do they have here coming up? Schedule. Here we go. Milwaukee, and then they head off to Houston, and then they'll be out. They'll do a West Coast swing, and then they come back, and they got obviously Texas, Boston, Toronto. They play Cardinals on the road this year. You know what's funny? They don't take on the Guardians until the end of May. Doesn't it always seem like they used to play the Guardians earlier on in the season?
Sooner than this.
Yeah.
Sooner than that.
National League teams that are coming to Detroit. San Francisco comes May 26th. That might be the return of Justin Verlander.
Oh yeah, I forgot he was over there.
The Chicago Cubs come to town in June 6th through the 8th. Cincinnati comes to town June 13th through the 15th.
That's a good one.
And we get the Pirates. The Pirates seem like they come here quite a bit.
They do.
They'll be here from the 17th through the 19th.
They do.
And then, let's see, they play Washington on the road.
Washington stinks.
And,
They are.
yeah,
They
I
stink.
mean, that's pretty much who we got.
So Padres, I would like to see Verlander if he comes back.
Yeah.
I would like to see him play Boston, but that's not West Coast. I would like to see him, play Boston. Dodgers don't come.
No, they played the Dodgers last year. They had the Dodgers
Yeah.
here, I think, last year.
Yeah, they did. So they had to go there. But yeah, Padres, Frisco, and Cincinnati. Those are the three I would like to see. And one game out of those, out of that series. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. Because I think, like I said, with Francona with Cincinnati, I think that they will get better. He's going to manage the way he does. He's good.
Justin Verlander. He's got 16 Ks on the year. Right now he sits at no wins, no losses. He's only pitched 13 innings. It looks like he might be the fourth starter on that team. He's got a 6.92 ERA.
What's his ERA?
6.92.
Yikes.
So maybe the Tigers kind of knew something that, we didn't, because I know everybody was clamoring, bring Verlander back for his last year.
For what?
Yeah.
He's out his prime.
Well, and I'll be honest with you, I'm glad they didn't bring back Scherzer either.
No. I mean, you had your time with them.
Right. And it was nice, like I said, it was nice.
And I like Scherzer.
It would always be nice to have like that hometown guy, but to come back. But I mean, hey, if he's not going to fit this team,
It's all about fit.
yeah.
It's all about fit.
Of course, it's early on in the year. Justin's always struggled earlier on.
Yeah,
So
it's cold. He's older.
We'll see.
Yeah, but they didn't need him back. I mean, that's nobody wants that story. I mean,
Right.
They have a new motion, a new train on the track. What they're trying to do, let them do because the Tigers are misfits.
Sure, they all are.
Yeah, so they go out.
But it's nice to have something that we've talked about before, some homegrown talent.
Yeah, yep, misfit, and that they'll grow into it. They'll grow into being, like I said, this stretch. They'll grow into a Tiger team. Because now you can figure out everybody's weaknesses, their strengths, everybody what he's capable of doing, where he's capable of hitting, what he's capable of stealing, all of that good stuff. So the good thing about them being young, they'll grow into a solid baseball team as long as they keep that manager, in place. Yeah.
Well, let's go back to the Roar trivia, shall we? Mm-hmm. What Tiger has hit the most home runs against the New York Yankees all time? Is it A, Al Kaline, B, Willie Horton, C, Miguel Cabrera, or D, Hank Greenberg? Do you got it? Do you want to try to guess?
Well, I think I got it.
Okay.
K-Line's too easy.
Okay.
Cabrera does not. Cabrera's a great hitter, but
he's had some home run seasons.
Yeah, he's a great hitter. I mean, he can go nuts sometimes, but with home runs, I'm going Greenberg.
Hank Greenberg.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll find out that.
Horton is interesting.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, sure you don't want to change your answer?
I'm going to say Greenberg or Horton. One of the two. I'm going to pick two.
Well, we will take a look at that. What else around the league do you want to look at? Well, while we're on here. Anything? Anything of value that you can think of?
We checked the schedules.
We checked the schedules. We looked at the records.
Uh-huh.
And the record, here, we'll go over them one more time. Mm-hmm. They were 0-3 against the Dodgers, 2-1 against the Mariners.
Should have won that series.
Mm-hmm. They swept the White Sox, and they beat the Yankees 2-1. Mm-hmm. And as of right now, I don't know if that game started at it did start at 2:10 today. Mm-hmm. I don't have an update on that. It started about 10 minutes ago.
Yeah.
At the start of this broadcast, it's 2-0. They're 2-0 on that. Mize is going up against Simeon Woods Richardson. I think they could pull this game out.
Yeah.
Sweep the Twins because it's not going to get any easier for you.
Yeah, keep distancing yourself.
Yeah, you got because like I said, we talked about it earlier. We got KC coming into town after we leave Milwaukee, and Milwaukee's not going to be an easy series either.
It's not. Milwaukee always plays all the way. They play like good baseball, and then somewhere along the line, right in the playoffs, they just kind of fold up. But they always play, hard, and they're a good team. They got some people over there that can hit. I don't know too much about their pitching staff, but they got some people that can hit over there. So that'll be a good. That's another good.
Well, right now, looking at the stats, they have three guys hitting 300. Jackson Churio for a left fielder. They got Bryce Turang, the second baseman, hitting 323, and Sal Frelick in right field, 321. And Yelich is still hanging around. He's batting 279, and then Joey Oritz is batting 298. He is their third baseman. And William Contreras, the catcher, batting 317. And their first baseman, Rhys Hoskins, batting 319. They have, on this team right now, they have three guys. I'm sorry, Rhys is not hitting. That's his on-base percentage. So they have three hitting in the 300s. Looking at their pitching. Let's see what they got pitching-wise. This is a young team that I don't really know too much about.
I don't.
These have got to be some young guys. But you know who's on that team? Eric Haas. You remember Eric Haas?
Yeah.
Yeah, he is on that team.
Yeah.
And they also have another Tiger. No. Was he? No, did he play for the Tiger? No, he played for Cleveland. Jake Bowers.
Yep.
He kind of been spun around the league a little bit.
Yep.
Pitching for the Brewers right now. Freddie Peralta. He's 1-1 with a 2.0 ERA. Chad Patrick, who is at 1-0. He's got a 1.76 ERA. Tyler Alexander is 1-0 with a 2.84 ERA. And
they're in first place.
Yeah, Elvin Rodriguez. He's 0-2, and it looks like he's kind of the one having the hard time. He's at a 10.61 ERA.
So they're a real team.
And they got your old guy on that team. Doesn't look like he's really pitching well. Nestor Cortez, Nasty Nestor.
Mm-hmm. So they're a real team.
Yeah.
So this is a good test.
I believe so.
Good test. Now if you go out and you get swept, now I'm looking at you differently.
Well,
just a little bit. People can get swept, but it's how you get swept.
Sure.
That's the thing. You go out and get swept, it's how you get swept. You can sweep people, you can lose games, but it's how you play against those teams that matter.
Do you think when I sit back and I listen when I'm thinking about this, do you think the whole grit? You hear grit all the time.
Oh my God.
Through the gritty Pistons, the gritty Red Wings. Everybody's gritty.
Oh my God.
Is it kind of getting to be crazy? A crazy saying? Are we using that too much? But then again, it kind of fits the team, like the Pistons. They're saying these are the new bad boys.
So why not just tough? I don't see this. Here you go.
Everybody's stealing the Dan Campbell grit.
Well, here's the thing. This is what I try not to do. I try not to be mean to Detroit fans.
Right.
I try not to, but you don't make it easy for me.
Okay.
Now Kerry Carpenter is Kerry Bonds. Now, I like what the Pistons are doing. We get their own identity. They're not the bad boys. I love Cade, but they're not the bad boy. Like, find something like. I guess the town is so thirsty for a winner. The grit thing. They're running with it. I see grit. I saw a Lions license plate. Like, literally, I said, really?
I'm going to tell you something, Go. I have been seeing Lion F-150s like never before. Everybody's got the Lion logo on the side, like it's the General Lee. You know what I'm saying? You had the 01. Now you're seeing the Lions. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, people love the Lions, and everybody's on the bandwagon. And we covered the Lions all last year.
Well, we're gonna. It's a little. We'll get into them in the draft next show, but I try to be patient with Detroit fans. I just do. They just get so out of hand. They had Torque as Ted Williams. Let him breathe, man. And he's having a good year. Let it be that. Don't just. It's a long way to go for them as a team. Stop trying to always, make it. Oh, these guys are stars. None of them are stars. Just relax. Just relax. Scoob's a star. Just relax. Everybody relax. I like what they're doing. They're playing good baseball. Let that just continue. Stop trying to just dump them right in the World Series and dump the Lions in the Super Bowl and dump Pistons in the championship. Pistons are going to have a tough time with the Knicks. I think they can beat the Knicks, but that's their draw. They're going to have a tough time. It's going to be hard to beat them 4 times. But just everybody relax. Everybody relax. We're all right.
So the grit thing is getting on your nerves. Is that basically that's what you're saying?
Yeah. I saw the Lions last night. They weren't gritty against Daniels when they came in there and put 60 on you. What grit? The Lions are a good, tough, physical football team.
That's true.
That's it. But I know you got to have some sort of slogan to go with it and this, and that's Campbell's thing and all that. So, but yeah, I saw that I see license plate like regular license.
Is it me? Speaking of license plates, I've been seeing Michigan's got a ton of license plates now compared to what they used to.
Like 3 or 4.
Everything's like a marketing ploy.
Yep. It is.
Yeah, but I've seen. It seems like especially out where I live, everywhere I look, it's like everybody's got a Detroit Lion logo on the side of their F-150.
And it's good when the Lions and Tigers are, from other teams. And
it's kind of contagious because the Pistons, we didn't know what we were going to get with the Pistons this year.
No idea.
And
If
I
anybody
believe they're
tells you-
heading to play New York in Madison Square. I think they can win that series.
It's going to be tough, but I think they can. I really do. But when the Tigers are doing, everybody's doing well, that's good. Mm-hmm. That's a good thing. The ballpark, getting down there in the sun and enjoying some quality baseball instead of just sitting there watching the other team. Now you're watching the Tigers. So keep up the good work. Keep up the good work.
You know where I want to? Speaking of Detroit teams, I told my dad this the other day. I would love to go down and see the Detroit City FC. They play in Hamtramck. Mm-hmm. They're a soccer team, and I'll tell you something. They draw a lot of people. I want to go down and see a game there. And I know we don't really cover soccer, but it nestles in right in the city of Hamtramck. It's like right in the neighborhood. The stadium is, and I want to say it's over there.
It's off Joe's Campo, I think.
Something like that, and if I'm not mistaken, I think it's over there. I think it's Key. Is it? No, it's not Keyworth Stadium, is it? Yes, it is. Keyworth Stadium.
Yeah. Well, soccer's a draw.
Yeah, it's a 7,933 seat multi-purpose stadium located in Hamtramck.
Yeah.
And
soccer's a draw.
But you know what's over there too, and that I heard that they're going to be redoing. Is the Negro League team, the Detroit Stars' old home. They're talking about redecorating
it. Yeah, I know where that's at. High school.
Just a lot of history when you sit back with these teams.
Yep.
I know we were talking about earlier in a previous show, and I said it's crazy thing that we're doing that. All these teams are doing so well, and now none of them have won a championship yet. But in the next 4 or 5 years, you're looking at a Pistons could win an NBA championship or be in contention for one. The Red Wings could be. The Lions definitely. And if the Tigers keep on this pace, we could see all 4 of these teams win a championship.
I'm going to say 2.
Well, I'd love to hear what your 2 is.
I'm going to say 2 teams could win it.
Okay.
Out of the 4 of those teams, I see 2 teams that could win a championship.
Okay.
Red Wings and Pistons.
You're not going to even say the Lions?
No.
Really?
No. We can get into that the next show, but I told you that. I told you until you guys find a quarterback, it's not going to happen. Red Wings, yes. Pistons, yes. Because Cade is young. Get him another star. Get him another player. The East stinks. The East stinks. You never know what, Boston is right now.
Right.
Boston is right now. So they will eventually run out of gas. That's just how it goes. The Pistons, they've beaten Cleveland. They've beaten Boston. They've beaten all these teams. And they've done it consistently. It's not like just one time. They have the nucleus. They have the coach. They have the nucleus. They have the star player. They have the culture. Even though Lions do have the culture, the Pistons have a fit. Everybody fits. Everybody respects Cade. Everybody knows he's the leader. He plays both ends of the court. All of them do. And that's how you win championships. That's how you do it. Get him another piece, and I see them in the next 5 years winning a championship. Because you got to look at it. Everybody in the West, Joker will be at the end of his run. Steph will be gone. LeBron will be gone. Luka will still be there, but Luka just scores. You'll just have to deal with the Oklahoma kids. So in the next, you know what I mean? Like,
Sure.
everybody's getting older, and the Pistons are young, and they're getting better.
Interesting.
Red Wings, of course. Red Wings, of course, because it's just hockey. Tigers, no. Tigers will get closer than Lions.
So you don't think any other? Those are the only two teams that are going to get a championship in the next 5 years?
Those are the only two. And it's going to be hard for them. But those are the only two. I told you that window, that Lions window, it was in San Francisco.
I still think you're wrong in that. I do.
I know you do.
I do.
I know you do. We can get that to the Golden Bro. I got a question for you in regards to that, too.
Well, let's do this before we head up out of here.
Okay.
The Roar Trivia question this week was, what Tiger has hit the most home runs against the New York Yankees all time? Is it A, Al Kaline, B, Willie Horton, C, Miguel Cabrera, or D, Hank Greenberg? You said Hank Greenberg. The answer to the question this week is Hank Greenberg. He hit 53 home runs against the New York Yankees in his time there.
Yep.
Of course, you know, when I looked at the stats on this, actually, there was quite a few Tigers that were up in there with high numbers against the Yankees. Jimmy Fox was the career home run hitter against the Yankees. Jimmy Fox, obviously, Hall of Famer, early 1900 player. I think he had like 70 something, something like that. But hey, 53 home runs against your rival, that's not bad.
Yeah.
Hank Greenberg was a great player, especially here in Detroit.
Yeah, he was a beast. I knew he was. That's why it kind of went, because I didn't hear. I would have heard Horton. I would have heard that.
Right.
You know, and K-Line was just, that was too easy.
Right.
And Cabrera wasn't around long, you know,
Well, that will do it for the Roar Live here, broadcasting live from the Outsider Studios here in the Big Mitten. We'd like to thank you for coming along, and of course, like and subscribe to the Kavana Broadcast Network and also My Michigan TV. We'll be back in the My Michigan TV studios this coming Thursday, so we'll have some updates on how the Tigers did against the Brewers.
Yep.
We'll talk about that.
That's going to be a good series.
Yeah. Well, we'll have some special things in store for you this coming Thursday live on the Kavana Broadcast Network YouTube, the Roar Live Facebook, and of course the My Michigan TV YouTube. All broadcasting live there. You can catch this in audio form if you're zip-zapping around in your car and you want to listen to some more Tiger coverage on your favorite podcasting platform.
Yes, sir.
And that would be looking at the Cohen Bro Opinion Show. You can find us on Spotify, iHeartRadio, and Apple.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're on a lot of stuff, folks, so
All right.
a lot of places to go. So we will bid you adieu, and we will be coming back on live here in probably about 10-15 minutes with the Co and Bro Opinion Show. Stay tuned, everybody. See you next time.
All right.